She's the friend who'll show up with coffee or wine when you need it most. But probably wine. Good vibes are on the way. Welcome to Aaron O'Malley's Feel Good Frequency.
Hi, welcome back to Aaron O'Malley's Feel Good Frequency. I'm Aaron. Great to have you here. So with it being nearly the 4th of July, I wanted to bring you somebody who is such a great example of the way our country should be, the way we should be treating each other and noticing each other and connecting with each other. You are not going to forget Molly. Oh my gosh. Kick back and check out this story that has gone completely viral for all the right reasons. Straight out of Brooklyn, I am here with Molly Celine. Hello!
Hello, how are you?
I'm so great. How are you?
I am great also. The most chaotic time, but I'm good. I'm so excited to chat with you. This is going to be so fun.
I am so excited to chat with you, girl. I was scrolling TikTok, and I'm not on TikTok all that often, and I see some things trending, and I'm like, well, what is this? Because you just had such energy. Before I could even hear what you were saying, I turned the volume on, and I'm like, I got to hear what this is about, because the title of it was Take Your AirPods Out. And I thought, you know what? Whatever she's going to say is going to be kind of profound, because I wish more people would do that. And I see it and I'm like, this is so amazing. And then a couple hours later, I see that it's been picked up by the Today Show and I'm like, holy cow. So I'm so glad I reached out to you immediately and was like, can you please tell the story on my podcast? Because I love this so much, because now I can't even imagine how busy your schedule is.
Yes, it's been so crazy. I'm so glad you reached out too. And, we were talking a little bit before, but so much of like the videos and the storytelling and everything that I've been experiencing is me just talking by myself or with Maria. So I'm really excited to chat with someone who's kind of following along and, you have your perspective with it. So I'm really excited to just get into it.
Oh, I would love for you to read that for me, because I know you haven't read it since you put the video out with you reading it, but it is called Take Your AirPods Out. Will you tell the story, read what you read on social media that has gone viral?
Okay. Yeah, so this was called Take Your AirPods Out. Today I flew home from Spain and followed my usual long travel day routine. Sit on plane, get through the airport, don't really talk to anyone. At JFK, I took the AirTran to Jamaica and then the MTA into Brooklyn. I was looking forward to that quiet, in-between state, the home stretch of traveling back. I could already feel the shower I was going to take. I just had to get through the next 30 minutes. AirPods in, rolled off. On the train, a woman asked me a question. I didn't hear her. My headphones were in, but she had already gotten my attention, so I looked up. We made eye contact. Warm eyes, on the older side, cute glasses. One AirPod out. Were you just traveling? Yeah, I was. AirPod back in, back to my phone. She said something else. I was confused because I had already answered, and in my mind, that felt like a clear end to the conversation. I looked up again. Both AirPods still in, and she repeated herself. Where did you go? One AirPod out. I was in Spain. Her eyes lit up with this childlike wonder that reminded me of my grandma. One of my favorite things about her, the way she still sees the world with so much possibility. Spain? I've never been to Spain, but I've always wanted to go. Was it amazing? Something about the way she said it made me take both AirPods out and put them in my case. She had my full attention. Yeah, I said, it was really good. I traveled for work. And just like that, we started talking. The story could end there. There's probably a lesson in that interaction about how if you close yourself off to the world, you miss things that might change you. But I don't really feel the need to spell it out, because it didn't end there. Without getting too deep into details, because it's not my story to tell, I learned that she had lived a life full of trauma and loss. She talked about losing her husband at 28, her parents within 3 months of each other, and her daughter who was only 56. Every time she said it, it landed heavier. The amount of loss she had carried was hard to process. And still, she was open, warm, curious about the world, and eager to talk to me. She told me she's scared to fly, that she wants to see the world, but she can't get past that fear. She has family in Puerto Rico and wants to go home, but isn't sure she ever will. My mind was racing a bit. I'm 27. I've been lucky enough to travel without anxiety and freely for years. She's 81, still wanting to see everything and still figuring out how. I said, This sounds crazy since we don't really know each other, but if you ever want to go somewhere, I'd be happy to fly with you. I meant it. She looked at me. She knew I meant it. We kept talking. We're having dinner next week. And I have no idea what my friendship with Maria turns into, but I'm really glad I took my AirPods out.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I still have chills, even though I've heard you say that on the video 3 or 4 times I watched it, because I just was so enamored with the way that you speak, the story that you told. What do you do for a living? Are you a storyteller? Like,
So
because you should be.
So I work in marketing at an AI fintech startup. So I mean, there's elements of storytelling, but it's such a different, like it's a totally different type of story that you're telling about a product and a brand and all of that. So super different. Yeah. So
This was less than 2 months ago?
yeah, I met Maria on May 1st, which was a Friday. And I posted the video on May 2nd. Like I wrote it May 2nd that morning because it was really sitting with me, obviously. So it's been less than 2 full months.
So did you go to her house that Monday?
I did. Yeah. So
What happened?
Yeah, I'll actually play for you if you want to hear the message she left me after.
Oh,
we
yes,
met.
I would love that.
Okay. Yeah, so the date of this message is May 3rd.
How you doing? I hope you got home okay that day. Give me a call. I want to invite you to dinner if you could come after work. If not, the weekend, let me know, okay, sweetie? Okay, love you. Love you so much. I miss you. I was thinking about you. Okay, honey thing. Bye.
2 days later. I mean, you have meant so much to this woman in such a short amount of time. You were meant to meet.
Yeah.
Truly. What was it about Maria? I know you said that you liked her warmth, but I mean, you have been on that train a million times, girl. What was it about her that just was different?
I think that there is a genuineness to her that is so, again, like I compared it to my grandma, and my grandma's the only other person that I really like feel that with. It's truly just a feeling. And I remember like when I had said I just got back from Spain, there's a lot of answers that could have been, kind or nice, right? Like, oh, Spain, that's cool. Did you have a good time? That's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
I've never been. That's nice. It was such a genuine response. Truly, like you could tell she was excited for me and she couldn't believe it. And this was a really meaningful trip for me. This was my first international work trip of my life and career.
Oh, wow. That is important. That's
Yeah. And I
big.
remember like the whole, and I posted about it on LinkedIn every day and I was really just experiencing it. And the whole time I was there, I actually cried while I was in Spain because I was like, this is such a meaningful experience for me. I can't believe this is my life right now. I can't believe I'm getting to go to Spain for work at 27. Like it's so exciting, and to have someone almost like mirror that excitement back to me in such a genuine way. I was like, I feel the same way. It is so awesome. And so, it really just like drew me to her. And so from there, I felt really connected to her. And, I think she felt connected to me. So even when we have dinner now, we're like, we don't know what it was or how you really explain it, but we had such a connection with each other. It was amazing. I've never experienced that with a stranger in that way.
Well, you know what's great is that you mirror each other because you have that same thing. It's hard to explain this to somebody that doesn't have, you have magic to you. The second I saw you talk on that video, I'm like, this girl, I want to hear what she has to say. You just have such a bubbly, fun, outgoing personality. You're just somebody that's like a magnet. I want to know more about your trip and who you are and what makes you happy. You radiate that. And I feel like people like that stand out, especially now when all you hear about, it seems like, is the bad. You have such a genuineness about you that I'm not surprised that she's already like, oh, love you, sweetie. I can't wait to see you. Like, you can feel that that's who you are. And I look back at some of your other videos that I hadn't seen before, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's loving life. She exudes joy. She should take over the Kelly Clarkson show. That's just you. You can't teach that. And I love that you have it. And I love that you are sharing that, not just with Maria, but pretty much with the world, because you are now going on an actual trip with Maria. Please tell me about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much for saying that. I mean, it's so interesting putting yourself out there online and like your true being yourself fashion. Like, or you don't know how you're going to be perceived or,
Yeah.
what people are going to say. So just thank you for saying all of that. That's so,
It's true.
it's so
Absolutely.
sweet. And just, yeah. So we have a trip coming up in less than 2 weeks, which is, again, just insane in terms of the timeline and how fast everything has happened. So we are going for a week thanks to Hilton and Delta, and just so many brands have gotten involved, which has also been so
So
crazy.
cool. Oh my God. I love that you're sponsored. This is
It's
crazy.
crazy. I'm like, what? Like, this is so, it's been so wild. Yeah, so I'm so excited. Maria's so excited. Like, I have my luggage here, all the random stuff that we're packing. And so we're meeting on Monday with Discover Puerto Rico, which is a tourist agency in Puerto Rico who's helping us plan the actual itinerary, which is going to be insane. So we had a planning call with them 2 weeks ago. They were like, what do you like to do? What do you want to see? So Maria was like, I love to cook. So I think we're going to do a cooking class and dancing and the beach and the rainforest. So I think it's going to be just like the most incredible, meaningful trip I've ever been on in my life. So I'm so excited. And yeah, to the point of getting to share it with people, it's like, I can't wait to bring everyone along and to see Maria experience all of these things. Like, I feel like it's been so much human connection, which is really crazy. And it's so fun. And I'm so excited. I don't know what to expect, but I'm really excited to experience it.
It's so ironic that you are working in AI, but you are all about human connection in real life.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And you and Maria have had dinner every Monday, right?
Yes.
That's so
Every
cool.
week since we met.
Love it. Oh my gosh, I love everything about this. I saw a video of the two of you, and you were giving her this new outfit that I think you have like matching pajamas or something, and she was all excited. Oh, and then the dentist. It keeps going on and
I
on and
know.
on. Please explain the dentist, because Maria is so precious in these videos, but she didn't want to smile because she doesn't like her smile.
Yeah. So, and this is something that she's brought up before, and it's clearly just been something in her life, like it's part of your face and how you show up in the world and all of this stuff, right? So I was aware that that was something. And yeah, I had a friend that joined me for dinner, which was also really fun to be able to, kind of bring some of my friends into this new world that's kind of unfolding for me. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, can you take a picture of us? And she was like, I'm not smiling with my teeth. I don't like my smile. Then we were talking about all the craziness that has happened. And I was like, look, Maria, I'm more than happy to put it out there. I don't want you to be disappointed if no one comes back. This is dental work is super expensive. You don't know, but granted, so much has come from this. I was like, you just never know.
You never know. Throw it out there.
Throw it out there. Worst that happens is no one responds. Fine.
Right.
So I really tried to just set expectations because this is such a big thing and I wouldn't want her to feel disappointed or anything like that. And so I put it online just, if anyone knows a dentist or, wants to help with this. And this woman got in touch with me, and her wife works at this dentist's office in Manhattan, and there's Puerto Rican descent baked into it, and they saw the story and they want to help. And so I got in touch with the dentist, and it was the most exciting call ever. They were like, we can't believe this. We want to be involved. And I was like, really? Like, it blows my, I don't know. It's really crazy how much people want to help and just kind of continue this. And it's been so fun and amazing to experience, both for me, where I'm like, oh my God, I'm putting stuff out there and it's happening. And then to be able to process it and regulate a little bit and then be able to give it to Maria in a way that she can understand it and not be too overwhelmed by. So yeah, we have a dentist appointment on July 2nd, or they're going to do the initial consultation, right? Like 3 days before the trip.
So cool.
Yeah. So the timeline's been, again, so condensed, I feel like, but I guess that's just the power of social media and people and all of this stuff.
Yes.
Telling her was crazy. She broke down. I think it's so much to process that this is real when you think about something for years and, you don't know if it's ever going to happen or realistically the funds for it or the planning and who the dentist is and all of this stuff. And so to be able to just be like, here it is.
This is actually happening for you.
Yeah, it's happening. And I'm going to be with you every step of the way, but it's here. It's an amazing thing to give someone.
Oh my gosh, yes. All of it. What was her initial reaction when you were like, Delta has reached out to me, as has Hilton, and now we have, what is it, Visit Puerto Rico?
Discover Puerto Rico.
Discover Puerto Rico is helping to, did she think you were almost kidding?
She couldn't believe it. Telling her the first, again, the timeline is just very important for the story, but by the time I had dinner with her on Monday, I had already gotten the comment from Hilton on the video, and I kind of was like, okay, things are starting to happen. It's a little early for me to just tell her everything. I want, when I tell her stuff, it to be packaged and clear and there's a plan and not just the craziness that I'm going through of being like, oh my God, I heard from Delta. And, kind of the internet craziness of that.
The fact that you're 27 and you thought of that and really are processing it ahead of time for her, you're just an old soul. The fact that you even thought to do that, because I'm like, "Wah!" I would be so just not stopping talking about it. And the fact that you kind of pulled yourself back and, okay, I can't say anything until I confirm things. And
Totally.
because she is 81, I'm guessing she's not on social media herself.
No. She's like,
So
what video? I'm like,
yeah,
don't
exactly.
worry
What are
about
you
it.
talking about? So, but I just had to give you kudos for that too, because that was really, really smart. And you put yourself in her shoes in a really unique way.
Thank you. Yeah. My mom is a trauma therapist. I grew up with a therapist mom. And I think that even from our initial conversation, it's shaped who I am as a person. So, when I was sitting with her on the train and hearing all of the stuff that she's gone through, not that I have experienced it, but I can empathize so much with that. And I think just growing up in the environment that I did where, you don't know what people are experiencing or why they see the world that they do has made me just a really empathic person. And just as the craziness was unfolding, I was talking to my mom constantly and I was like, how do I tell her? I don't want this to overwhelm her. How to, and so she helped me a lot.
Smart.
I appreciate that so much. And yeah, so I had gotten there that Monday and I was like, I'm going to plant the seed that things are happening and kind of start to, I have a feeling it's going to kind of come together in the way that it was shaping up to. And so I was like, I wrote this thing about us and so many people saw it. And she was like, what? Like, who's seeing it? And I was like, I know, it's crazy. I don't know how to explain TikTok. And I was like, people are so excited about you. They love you. And, she started crying then.
Oh.
People are saying that about me. I've never been told that in my life, just all of this stuff. And I started to, Maria, would you actually go on a trip with me? Do you think you would actually do that? I know it's a crazy thing and there's a lot to plan, but do you think you would? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, so I can kind of move forward with all of the stuff happening in the background. I think that she's open to it if it comes together in this way. And then the following week, I'm already, in touch with Hilton and Delta, and Hilton has been incredible. They've really brought this together in such a way. I made a video, but they sent notes and little swag, and they really helped to the point of being able to tell her what's happening. So I sat with her in her apartment and I was like, remember that thing I told you about that's taking up? And she was like, oh yeah, that whole thing. How was it? I was like, well, Hilton, this company reached out and they wanted to give this to you. And so she was able to read the note. And as she was reading part of it, it started in Spanish and it was pretty much like, we have been following your story and we love it and we want to play a small part in it and we want to take you to Puerto Rico.
Oh.
And I mean, that was the groundbreaking thing for her, that this was happening and real, and just the kindness that's happening from it. It was really emotional to experience and watch her experience it and kind of take all of it in. And again, I'm not posting all of that on social media.
Right.
That's super vulnerable. Yeah. So that it was just crazy. And, she couldn't believe it. She's like, this can't be real. What did you do? I was like, I didn't do anything. This is the company's getting involved. I didn't know. Yeah. And even now she's like, I can't believe this is happening. It's so much to process, but it's happening.
It's so much to process, but it's the most beautiful kindness. And I love how you said all these people and businesses want to help. They want to be part of it. They want her to have this experience.
Mm-hmm.
And that really, I feel like, as we're getting to July 4th and all that, I feel like you're a great representative, and as is Maria, of what our country really is. We've always helped each other. I feel like the whole country is so thirsty for genuine connection and kindness now. And I think that is what made this go viral so quickly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's even on the first video that I made, I read the comments and they make me cry. It's the kindness, the support, people's own experiences, relationships that they've formed from, random transportation or travels or solo traveling, all this stuff. I think that in the world that we live in, and I am so guilty of it, even the whole story, right? I had my AirPods in. I was super not interested originally. I was so exhausted from the trip. And I think once you realize that you can genuinely connect with people, it's like, oh my God, that's what life's about. You can meet new people with different backgrounds and different experiences and just enrich your life. And I think it costs nothing to do that. And I've, since this experience I feel like just been so much more open to connecting with strangers and meeting new people and understanding. And it's been really great. It's been very meaningful for me. And it's just crazy that it's also been so meaningful for other people.
Oh, yeah. We're all on the journey with you, which is, I know you even said is crazy, but there's something so comforting about it. My grandparents aren't alive anymore, but when I see Maria, she does have this childlike quality to her where she's so just flabbergasted that anybody cares like this, especially complete strangers.
Mhm.
And you started off as a stranger, and I swear you're like a family member already with
For
her.
sure.
And you are somebody that has impacted her life in a way that no one ever has and no one ever could from here on out. And I feel like all these people, all this trauma that she's gone through, people that she's loved and lost, somehow they all join forces to tell you to take your AirPods out.
Yeah, and it's one of the things she tells me, and, she obviously gets emotional talking about it, but she's like, everyone that she's told this story to is like, "This is your daughter, sending this to you." And it's, to hear that and to hear, like, this has been the most horrible thing that's happened to someone, and that
Mm.
I'm like, "Oh my God, the fact that this is even filling part of that void is so meaningful for me in a way that I don't even know how to describe it. It's so meaningful. I can't believe that I can do that for someone, even again, in such a small way, but just to be able to bring some joy for her and new experiences and all of these things, it's so meaningful for me.
Yeah, like her spirit is just flying in you right now, and all these businesses and people that have come together to support it and that are really excited to see the rest of it and what happens and how the trip is. And I am so excited for that. I did see that somebody reached out to you that has known Maria for years and years and years. What was that like? I think that she's known her since she was 7 or something, and she was
Yeah.
thanking you.
Yeah, so this actually was, like, her daughter who passed away's good friend growing up, and so they had a lot. Yeah,
Oh.
so I found out a lot of this once we had the phone call, and she's like, "I haven't talked to her in a while," all this stuff, and I was like, "Let's FaceTime." Sounds good. Um, and so that was just so nice, and it was so crazy too because seeing Maria more in her element, like, she's talking to people that she's known for years and different stories and experiences, and I was kind of watching that unfold a little bit and kind of, hearing their dynamic and the stories that they're telling. And so it was really nice. And, I think it brought Maria a lot of joy, which is always great to see. So it was awesome.
I love that. Oh my gosh. And to hear, yeah, like what she was like when she was younger and learn a little bit about her daughter too from her daughter's friend. I love how much Maria is getting the love too. Like people are just coming out of the woodwork going, "Oh, I'm so glad you're doing this for her because she's never really gone anywhere and she deserves it." And
And even she's never stayed in a hotel. And I think also for me, like I've been so fortunate
wow.
in my life. Like I was saying, I was on a work trip to Spain. It's like I'm so lucky that this is my life. And I think that I take a lot for granted, and it's like, yeah, I stayed at this hotel or whatever. And it's the fact that this is a totally new experience for someone. And this is going to be so magical and exciting and new. And I think it really makes you appreciate all of these things that, you kind of get used to in life
Yeah.
from a new lens. And so I think it's also just been so grounding of an experience for me in that perspective.
And you have a new account that you've made on Instagram so
Yes.
everybody can follow along. Will you
Yes.
tell me what that is so people know?
Yes. So Molly _and_ Maria. Because I have my own personal Instagram and TikTok, obviously, but I figured just if anybody wants to see all the pictures and the stories and just, I'll be posting there throughout the trip. So yeah, I figured just a place for just me and Maria's stuff would be a good thing if anyone wants to see.
And honestly, if you go to TikTok and just write Molly with a bunch of Y's after, she's going to pop up super quick because she's trending all over the place.
It's so crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
But in the absolute best way. So, will you come back and tell me how it was after? I mean, after
Of
everything
course.
calms down, but I would love to have just a review straight from you as to how it was and how Maria connected with her family. Do they know she's coming?
Yeah, so we've been working with the Discover Puerto Rico. She doesn't have contact information or any of this stuff, and so they've been seeing who they can find, and,
Oh,
I think
good.
it's gonna be a very emotional experience from that perspective. Like, we're going to her husband's grave, he's buried there.
Oh.
So, yeah, some of the family stuff is in the works. So we're focusing on all of the fun things that we're going to get to do and experience there. But yeah, I would love to keep you updated and let you know how it goes and give you the full recap. So for sure.
I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being a great human. Honestly, I am so excited that I got a chance to actually talk to you and meet you. And your energy is exactly the way it felt before I ever spoke to you. You are a gem, never change. The company you work for is so lucky to have you. I mean, I was going to ask, are they cool with you taking off? But they'd be nuts not to.
Yeah. So it's called Abacum. It's an AI FP&A platform. So part of the reason I joined is like these founders are the most incredible humans I have ever met in my life. And even just as this story has happened, I was sitting with the CEO and I was telling him about it. And he was like, that is amazing. This is so amazing. This is, oh my God. And it was, again, like the same human genuineness. And I was like, I am so at the right company for me. Like these are people who care and have great values. And look, like it's AI tech startup. It's hard. It's intense. It's all of these things, but it's real people. And even, I'm telling everyone at the company knows that I'm going in July and everyone's so excited to hear about it. And it makes me so happy with the company that I'm in to be at a place that supports that. And, I know that a lot of companies might not have that perspective or support or opinion. And so, yeah, just to speak to that, it's incredible. And I appreciate it so much just being at a company with founders that have values that are so aligned to mine. It's incredible.
I love that for you because you're right. That is hard to find. And to have found it at 27 is freaking fantastic. I am so happy for you. You deserve that. And the people that you work with, when you have support like that, it doesn't even feel like a job.
Yeah. And honestly, I joined this company. My start date was, I think, like April 20th. So I've only been there a few months and just the support and it's been so incredible. And again, like just this feeling of I'm at the right company and I'm with the right people and, the product's amazing and all the, marketing stuff to the side. But I got to go to Spain and the whole reason I got to go to Spain was because I was at this company. And so part of my whole thing with everything that's happened with Maria is it wouldn't have happened if I didn't join this company. Because I wouldn't have gone to Spain and I wouldn't have been as grateful as I was and I wouldn't have had, the openness that I did. And so just a huge part of it for me experiencing this is just starting at this company, I feel like has changed my life.
It absolutely has. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And I love that for you.
Oh, thank you. It feels that way. So
thank you so much. And thank you to that company because honestly, give me a shout out for it one more time.
Abacum FP&A tool if anyone needs an FP&A tool.
God bless them because they did right hiring you, I'll tell you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. Have the best time on your trip.
Thank you so much. And yes, we'll talk when I'm back.
So Molly and Maria are going to Puerto Rico in just a couple days, and I can't wait to follow along on social media, see all of their adventures and what they're going to get to do. And Maria finally getting on a plane, staying in a hotel for the first time in 81 years. I mean, this really is such an out-of-the-box adventure for her, and there couldn't be a better person to take her around than sweet Molly. So I'm going to be following on social media. You definitely should be too, if you want to smile, which we all need more of that these days, don't we? And I love that this all started because she took her AirPods out. Let's be like Molly. Take them out, notice the people around us, treat each other with kindness and respect, maybe learn somebody's story, be part of the next part of their life, another story in their life, instead of just walking by. We're constantly scrolling and looking down at our phones and our computers and our tablets and everything else when we really should be looking up and seeing what's around us, the people. That's what we're all here for. I hope you have a fantastic 4th of July, a terrific week, and I will chat with you next Wednesday. Bye.